Hey guys, welcome to Careers People Growth, your channel to learn about real careers, real people, and real growth. And I've got my friend Steve Craig, who's in sales, and we're going to learn a little bit more about his career, specifically in dental manufacturing sales. Works at a great company called Solmetex. We're going to get to learn a little bit more about the dental space, dental manufacturing, and sales specifically there. Steve, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Let's get right into it. So tell me, what do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm the vice president of sales in the central U.S. and Canada for a company called Solmetex. And like you said, in the dental manufacturing space, we kind of have two arms of our business. One is around dental water, which is something that people don't really think about. But in dentistry, you have to have water to do any procedure. And then we have a whole separate arm of our business, which is around implant dentistry, trying to coach and develop young dentists of how to perform socket preservation and really growing back bone in the jaw for implant dentistry.
So your line of work, it's getting to know as many dental offices as possible, and meeting as many dentists as possible, and introducing new tools, new solutions.
Correct. We have teams both on inside sales, outside sales, in what we would call the DSO space. So very similar to hospital settings in dentistry. There's a lot of groups that might own 10, 20. The largest owns 1,900 dental practices across the U.S. So we work a lot with those groups of trying to show them value of how we can solve solutions to their business that they're missing.
So if I wanted to get into sales specifically in the dental industry, for let's say even for a company like yours, what would be the good, bad, and the ugly? What's the good side of things, maybe financially in sales specifically for me, and then what are going to be my obstacles every single day, my headaches that I'm going to battle through? Because we know sales has a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, for sales, I originally got into sales because, I remember my dad taking my brothers and I through a really nice neighborhood and said, he was always an entrepreneur and said, what do you think most people in this neighborhood do? And we all said doctor, lawyer, dentist, those type of things. And he said, no, actually, most of these people are in sales. And the things they sell, you'd probably never even believe someone sells that. But that's what makes them unique, and that's what brings them money. So that's what I liked about sales of, you kind of control your own destiny. You're really working to be successful. You're trying to solve problems individuals have versus selling products. So for a lot of young people, the dental side of sales is a great place to get. The pro is it's a great industry. It's a small niche cottage industry. You're dealing with, single practitioners up to DSOs. But at the end of the day, it's a business where, their number one customers, people, not really dentistry. They're selling, people and why they should do things. And like I said, it's a small niche group. And it's small business owners. You're trying to show them how they can run a more efficient business when their real skill is performing dentistry. The downside of that is you're also dealing with a small business and a small business owner up to large conglomerates that are owned by PE groups that own multiple practices. So you kind of got to be able to juggle both sides of that, of walking in and selling a dentist on a solution they may or may not see, or walking into a PE group or a dental support organization and do the same thing in a C-suite level. So that can be challenging because, I've always told my teams it's a lot easier to sign the back of a check than the front of a check. So you really have to show them how to solve the problems they have. And it's going to cost them money to do that, but they have to see the value in that. And if you can do that, you're going to win in sales.
And, I appreciate you saying that, where it's, in sales, it's not selling. It's just finding someone with a problem that you have the solution for.
Yep.
And just give them the solution. You're just the guy that gets a signed signature at the end of the day, but they're signing because they have a solution in front of them rather than something they were sold on, right?
Just like in your business, I mean, you're looking for repeat business. You're looking to make customers happy. And if you're just selling products, you're probably not going to make them happy. Nobody really wants to buy a product or a service. What they're really looking for is how that product or service can solve a issue that they do or do not see. And if you're able to open up, be more conversational, have conversations with people, I think a lot of it is you're looking at two things. You're looking at what keeps them up at night, but you're also looking at what gets them out of bed in the morning. If you can help support what gets them out of the bed in the morning, it's a great thing because that's where they want to live and it's where they want to thrive.
I'd like to learn more about the company as well. So are you guys nationwide? Are you certain regions of the country? What tell me more about the company.
Currently, right now, we're nationwide in the U.S. and Canada. We are looking to expand outside the U.S. We're putting a lot of policies and procedures in place to do that, to really expand. What we did was, like I said, we work in the dental water space. We're the only comprehensive organization that handles water in, through, and out of a dental practice. There are a lot of competitors that touch one piece of that, and nobody does it all. So we spent the last 2 years merging, 4 companies into one, to become that only comprehensive lineup of end-to-end water solutions. So that's a lot of what we do, of really taking that relief off those offices on a compliance standpoint to be able to track things. So we work more on how do you cut labor, how do you cut costs, more that side of the EBITDA dollar versus the revenue side of the EBITDA dollar. So if they're growing revenue, we can help them cut labor, cut costs. That makes that EBITDA dollar a lot stronger on the revenue side.
Got it. And so your head office, where's everyone is as a company from an employee standpoint? Like you've got some salespeople that work for you. Maybe in total, let's start with this. How many employees are in the company?
And the company total is probably about 250, somewhere in that range. We have plants in Colorado. We have plants in Boston. The main headquarters is in the suburb of Boston, but we have people all over the nation. Obviously, like I said, we're covering the whole U.S. and Canada. So we have one rep in Canada, and we have multiple reps all throughout the U.S. on both an inside, outside, and then another outside DSO team.
And you are, I know you're part of the sales side of the business, but you are manufacturing your own products, correct?
We manufacture all of our products. Like I said, most of them are coming out of the Colorado plant or the Boston plant.
So you've got between engineers and you've got all the manufacturing folks, from just the labor all the way up to supervisors to leaders to plant managers to you've got the full design team, engineering team, then you've got finance and marketing and branding and your sales. So okay, no, I like that. So it's a really full, it's your company employs many careers.
Exactly. Many careers.
And across the country. That's fantastic. I'm curious, why, especially right now, everyone's saying, that the U.S. is the biggest market in the country, or in the world as far as purchase. But what makes you guys want to go outside of this U.S.?
There's a lot of there's a lot of untapped potential outside the U.S. Like I said, we work in the compliance space. There's a lot of confusion on that. So we feel we could be just as successful outside the U.S. as we can inside the U.S. So that's the long-term vision of how do we take the success from the U.S. and Canada and launch that globally.
And the company's still privately owned?
No, we are owned by a PE group.
You are now? Okay.
We are, yes.
Okay, so you are. So that makes sense.
Yeah, all 4 of the organizations we merged into one were privately held at one time. Like I said, we purchased all 4, merged them together under a PE group, and we're looking to grow and scale and expand the business.
Fantastic. No, that's very, very exciting. And maybe I'd like to end off with a piece of career advice that you could share.
My biggest piece of career advice is start early, really network. I think, the world has changed. It used to be kind of who you know, now it's who knows you. So I think the more you can get out and talk to people and really build rapport and relationships with people, there's a lot of different careers out there. There's a lot of different industries to work in. I'm a little biased. I think, it's the greatest time to be in dentistry. There's a lot of opportunity there, but I've been in healthcare sales. I spent, 10 years on the ophthalmology side. I spent 20 plus years on the dental side. There's a lot of different things in healthcare. I know you had a nurse practitioner on earlier and one of your talking about more the healthcare side, if you really want to get more on the clinical side. But, I think a lot of it's, do what makes you happy and try to meet as many people as you can. I always tell my kids, you want to have fun at a party, go talk to the 4-year-olds and the 84-year-olds. The 4-year-olds don't know any better, and what they say is amazing. And they're the greatest salespeople because they don't understand the word no. And then the 84-year-olds, they're on the back 9. They're probably approaching the 18 green, and they are more to tell you what the mistakes they made in their life and be a lot more open and honest of trying to end your life without any regrets. And I always tell people, I don't know if you know who Cameron Harold is. He runs the COO network. I think he said it best. It's a little morbid at times, but I think he said it best that, at the end of the day, we're all walking each other home. None of us are getting out alive. So why not have a good time? Meet as many people as you can. Realize the more people you know, the better off you're going to be. And really network and really try to build that network where you can connect people and give more than you take. And you'll be amazed at how your life turns out and how your career progresses.
I couldn't respect that anymore. I really appreciate you for being here, Steve.
I appreciate the time, Christian.
Guys, if you like content like this, learning about other careers in the world, please like, follow, and share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching our content. Listen, if you're running a business and you're struggling to find staff, I want to introduce myself. My name is Christian Saab. I own CPG Recruitment, and I help companies across North America find the people that they need to find. Listen, a great business cannot be built unless you've got great people. You and I both understand that having the right people on your team is so important. And that's where I could come in and help you. So listen, I want you to shoot me a text message. Here's my direct cell phone. Have my number. Reach out to me. I'd love to hear your story and get to know what you're trying to accomplish. And that way maybe I can help you fix this problem.